Hey guys, this is TYRANTS Reacts, and I'm back to react to Death Battle, Frieza versus Megatron. Okay, so the common consensus I've seen for this battle is why. But to me, to that I answer, why are you complaining? Because this has been a highly requested matchup for quite some time. Like, granted, I was never all that into it, but like, when people were like getting like so confused and mad about this matchup, I'm like, I've seen this floating around so much. Why are people mad? Why are you mad that it's a stomp? Because one, it's been requested a lot, so people want to see it. Two, who cares if it's a stomp? Death Battle has proven that no matter if it's a stomp or not, they can make it work. The two most popular episodes of last season were complete and utter stomps. That was Omni-Man versus Homelander and SpongeBob versus Aquaman. Like Super Friends Aquaman, no less. Like, anyway, but yeah, I don't know who wins. But I think Frieza is like the safe bet here. He just has more definitive scaling, I suppose. We're probably going to get Black Frieza, which has barely been elaborated on, but we know it's better than Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. So fun. But yeah, but then we got Megatron. Like, by all means, I probably should have more of a connection to Megatron, because I was like somewhat into Transformers, like as a kid. But I only had like some of the toys, and I never watched the show, and literally the only bit of media aside from the toys about Transformers that I had was the PlayStation 2 game for Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. By the way, the video game is 1,000 times better than the movie it spawned from. Just putting that out there. It's a great video game. I highly recommend it if you have a PlayStation 2 or something lying around. But yeah, that's about all the exposure I had. And I didn't really get into like any of the higher tier stuff with Megatron. Apparently Megatron does actually stand a bit of a chance with like some universal scaling here and there, and like apparently he's got like antimatter, which is going to be proved to be very useful. It's just, yeah, I don't think it's going to beat like Frieza's higher forms. Like, maybe if this was like Z Frieza, like, you know, Namek Saga Frieza, Megatron would probably win. But this is Frieza, Super Frieza, so yeah, it's gonna be quite the thing here. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting my bets on Frieza. I think that's the safest bet I can go with. So yeah, let's just jump right in, shall we, and get this over with, I suppose. We'll start things up in 3, 2, 1, play.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by NordVPN.
Of course.
BetterHelp. Frieza, the Dread Emperor from Dragon Ball.
Yep.
And Megatron, the Decepticon commander from Transformers.
When these two dictators collide, the cosmos will tremble.
He's Liz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Alright. Oh yeah, and Devil Artemis is animating this,
Deep
so
in the battle
oh boy.
of outer space lies a monster so cruel, so callous, so evil that the universe itself trembles at his
Yeah, and
approach.
I've watched the previews,
Behold,
like,
the
who knows how
mighty
many times, both the
Lord
fights
Frieza.
and the fight.
Oh, he's adorable.
Both the
with
fight
horns
preview
that
and the
floppy
analysis
tail.
previews, so, oof, yeah.
Genocide?
Yeah.
Whoa.
There are no redeeming
And he's
qualities to
laughing.
Frieza.
Cool.
Frieza's diminutive stature and faux gentility were intentionally deceptive and rooted in a surprising place. In
Right,
response
yeah,
to the
this is
Japanese
weird.
economic bubble at the time, Frieza's design was meant to evoke real estate speculators.
Real estate
Please note that
speculators,
Akira
Jesus,
Toriyama has
okay.
described such speculators as the worst sort of people. Yes, really.
The number
Yes, you
one
could
land
say
shark in
Frieza
the
is
universe.
more than meets
Great.
the eye. Oh, wait, shit, that's later.
Much
Yeah,
is
yeah, there we go.
unknown about
It's
Frieza's
saying
alien race
stuffed
and
animals, yeah.
heritage,
Cooler,
only
yeah.
that he and
Like
his
Scrape
father
said,
were born
Frieza
as
Day.
mutants with
Yamcha?
abnormally high
He likes
power
Yamcha?
Oh, like how the duck
Weird,
said
but
my blood alcohol
alright.
level was 0.8 straight out the womb. Frieza was so crazy strong that unlike most Dragon Ball
Yeah,
characters,
this
who
was surprising to
transform
hear.
get stronger, Frieza transforms to get weaker, so he doesn't, like, accidentally nuke a planet.
Yeah.
Only intentionally.
With his father's empire and army at his beck and
So
call,
yeah, that
Frieza would
supposed
cross the
final
universe,
form is
conquering
actually the form he was
worlds
born
one by one
into.
and
So
selling them
yeah,
to the highest bidder, just like real estate speculators.
And
Yeah,
if
there we
anyone
go.
objected, he'd just kill them, their entire family, and everyone they ever knew.
Just like real estate speculators, yes.
While he usually lets his weird, multicolored alien grunts do his dirty work for him, Frieza's not afraid to throw
Yeah.
down himself, especially if some
he
spiky-haired space
he will
monkeys
throw
start
down
too
if
uppity for their own
given no
good.
other
Frieza's
choice. But
strength comes from
still,
his
he's not afraid to
understanding
fight.
and
It's just that
manipulation of his
I'd
own
rather
ki,
not dirty
life
my
energy,
hands so
which he can use
often.
to enhance his physicality or manifest into projectile
Oh yeah, and
attacks.
little Karibo's voicing
Classic
Frieza,
Death
which is
Fiend.
like,
Death
it was like the only
Death
choice.
Fiend,
What do you?
Death
I mean, come
Death
on.
Saucers. Yeah, I'm
Like, not just
sensitive
because he
here.
was in the
Frieza
abridged,
can
but
move
because
mountains
he's
with his mind,
legitimately
fire laser
terrifying
beams
as
from his eyes,
Frieza.
create key
Okay,
force
yeah, they're
fields,
including
and
Black
he even
Frieza.
learned to sense
Great.
the ki of
I mean, they
others
included
through
Ultra
sheer
Ultra
observation
Ego
alone.
with
He's
Vegeta,
fast enough
so
to keep up with Goku's ki attacks, which, scaled to the ki he absorbed for his Spirit Bomb against Kid Buu, could move across the universe in less than a minute. That would be over 17 quadrillion times the speed
Well,
of
then.
light, and he's gotten even stronger and faster since then.
You know you're a badass when you can stroll into Planet Vegeta, a planet filled with people whose only higher aspirations involve murder and hair gel, and talk shit like you own the place.
Yeah,
And he got so paranoid about one of them getting strong enough to kick his ass that he blew up the friggin' planet.
Considering
Yeah.
Planet Vegeta has 10 times the gravity of Earth, this would mean it
Yeah,
likely
just,
has 10 times the mass and
just a
100
single
times the energy
finger.
required to overcome its gravitational binding energy.
Oh yeah,
and destroy it.
like I compared
That's
this feat
over
to another feat
5.3
earlier
yogatons
on in
of
the season.
TNT.
And that was in his
I'm just
weakest
like,
form.
guys,
He kinda missed the
why-
spot.
why
For
is-
several because a bunch of
why
Saiyans
is
survived
Planet-
to fight
Planet
another
Vegeta
day.
getting-
Space
getting
genocide
raped?
just ain't what it used to be.
This would come
Why
back
is
to
Planet
fight Goku's
Vegeta getting
finally
destroyed by
forced to confront
Frieza's
the
first
Earthbound
form?
Saiyan Cactus,
Less than the
and
Tin
accidentally
Tails
ended up
blowing
being
up
the
a few
reason he turned
mountains.
into the
Like
legendary
that,
Super
that doesn't
Saiyan.
make
Like
sense
the
to me.
albino dildo he is, Frieza has survived being pounded by Broly
Versus
for
debating
over an
is
hour
very
straight,
weird.
crushed by Goku's Spirit Bomb, and then split in half, consumed by an exploding
Stood
planet,
Royce's
and
over-
left
yeah,
to float in
yeah.
the vacuum of space.
He can survive without the vast majority of his body, though unlike
Right,
other
yeah.
Dragon Ball villains, he can't heal on his own.
Right, yeah, one of the
Didn't
few
help him
ones
that
who
much
can't.
after
Yeah.
He got his ass sent to hell, but because
Yeah,
of that
like, he was
dragon
literally
in his
cut
skull,
into
he went
pieces by
back at it
Trunks.
again.
And with
But that
just
didn't
4
kill him. It was
months'
Trunks
worth of
blasting him
training,
that
the
killed
first time
him.
he'd ever
Because
trained
when
in
they
his
brought him
entire
back with the
life,
Dragon
Frieza
Balls,
was able to
like, he
achieve
was
a
brought
new
back in
transformation
pieces.
capable of
Like,
surpassing the
meaning
Super
he was
Saiyan,
still alive
Golden
like that.
Frieza.
That's a level of laziness I aspire to, Wiz. DeviantArt Frieza
I
here
mean,
lets him keep
laziness,
up with
it's
Super
more along the
Saiyan
lines
Blue
of he
Goku
wanted to
and
mock
Vegeta.
the
A
golden-haired Super
significantly
Saiyan,
weaker
so,
Super Saiyan
yeah.
God Goku could
It
blow up
kind
the
of
whole of
like poetry,
Universe
it
7 in
rhymes.
a punch clash with the God of Destruction, Beerus.
Like,
And the
while it
shockwaves
doesn't
of
look
their
all that
punches were
great,
able to reach
I
the
do
edges
at
of
least
existence
admire
in
the
only a
pettiness.
few seconds. Over 270 quadrillion times the speed of light. And that is before so many years of power-ups and training between then and now.
Totally
Right,
crazy,
yeah.
but nothing compared to his newest and greatest form.
A transformation capable of surpassing Goku's Ultra Instinct and Vegeta's Ultra Ego.
Just knock them
Their
both out
peak
at the same
point.
time.
A transformation even stronger than Gas, who was wished to be the strongest in the universe.
He literally said F you to the Dragon Balls. This is Black Frieza.
The all-seeing Oracle Fish had prophesied the coming of the universe's strongest. And perhaps he was talking about Frieza all along.
Come on, give us another prediction. Oh,
Yeah, that's not a
Wiz,
good
I
thing to
think
do
you're
with a
gonna
fish.
die. No, for some godforsaken reason, he didn't use his newfound power to kill those pesky Saiyans. They were right there, you moron.
In fact, he once committed the archvillain's greatest sin and teamed
Right,
up with
and
them
teamed
to
up with
save their
Goku.
universe and beat
That was
Jiren.
pretty hype,
He
I'm not gonna
brought them up
lie.
to the gods of destruction.
Like,
Because no
Frieza did
one's
not
allowed
like
to
it, but
destroy
still,
the
like, teaming up with
universe
him,
but
seeing
And
Frieza
that's a
team up
promise
Goku was
he
actually
means
pretty
to
hype.
keep. This almighty emperor will continue to rule the universe with an iron grip and a heart of ice.
Alright, and now for
This
Okay, I
episode
guess
of Death
yeah,
Battle
but
is
yeah.
sponsored by
Megatron, on the
NordVPN.
other hand, like
It's
when I
no
saw his
secret that
preview, I'm
Wi-Fi
like,
networks,
wait,
especially free
that's his
public
origin?
ones,
That's
can
why
be
he decided to
used by
declare
criminals
war
to
on
get access
Cybertron?
to, spy
That's
on,
actually
or
pretty
even
cool.
alter your data.
You know,
For
then you know he
example, you want to
like
surf the
how
web
he
at
did
your
it for
local cafe,
noble
but
reasons,
the
and then it's
network
quickly
you set into
devolved
happens
into
to be a fake
yeah,
one
he's a
set up
villain
to
now.
harvest any sensitive data you enter.
The solution,
So,
encrypt your
yeah,
online traffic
alright.
with NordVPN at all times
If
to
we're
keep their
talking
naughty
like,
fingers out of it.
NordVPN
I think
is
if
easy to
we're talking
use.
like
You can
speed
connect
and
with
power,
one
I think
click
Frieza's probably got Megatron dwarfed. It's just,
protection.
It's got
yeah, it's just
1,500 servers in 60 countries,
Megatron's
and
also
it's
got,
confirmed by
also,
CEOs to be the
I think
fastest
Megatron's probably
VPN out
smarter
Says
if we
NordVPN
compare him to
encrypts all
Optimus,
traffic.
and
Your internet service
he's-
provider can't slow
he's
down
probably
your
smarter,
streams.
and he's definitely got more experience. He's been at this for millions of years. And that's all off the top of my head. I have not watched, like, ahead. I don't know, like, what,
Try it risk-free with a
I don't know
30-day
how
money-back
Megatron's
guarantee.
analysis is going to fully
Thanks
play
to
out, but
NordVPN
I
for
suppose we'll
sponsoring
see.
our show.
But yeah. Alright.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Or
Yeah.
you live even longer and become an 80s toy commercial.
Of course.
This is Megatron.
In Cybertron's ancient past,
comics.
the planet was ruled
must
by
abide
the
by rule number 4.
functionist
Okay.
religious order, which decreed a Transformer's natural-born
Like
ultimate
Cybertron
mode
poetry,
determined
Optimus
their
Prime
role
hates
inside of
Autobots,
society,
capitalism,
rather than
Optimus
letting
Prime.
them choose
Of
for
course.
themselves. Born
It's
into
like
this
Reverse
repressive
Flash.
caste
Likes
system,
Barry Allen, Barry Allen,
Megatron
Barry
of
Allen.
Tarn
Dislikes
dreamed of
Barry
something
Allen, Barry
more.
Allen, Barry Allen.
Giant Hasbro toy robot, only $5.99 at your nearest Rite Aid, wrote a manifesto on peaceful dissent that got popular with the oppressed Cybertronian working class. So
course.
much so, in fact, that the Senate tried to have him assassinated.
Of course.
Whoa, politics alert!
After surviving that brush with death, Megatron was convinced that peace could never be an option. The only path left to overthrow the crippling social order was violent revolution.
So, were the Autobots originally the bad guys here? Optimus Prime? More like Optimus Crime? Never
Ah.
said Megatron wasn't committed. The civil war he started between the two groups lasted 9 million fucking years.
Yeah.
And again, remember, toy robots.
Toy
He was
robots,
aided in his
yes.
war efforts by his
Toy robots
immensely
got a lot of
powerful
lore.
fusion
My God.
cannon, a giant
Man,
laser bazooka
these
that
toy
could
robot
hit
lore
targets
got
from
hands.
12 miles away and level a small town in a single shot. These projectiles are so fast, they're able to exit the atmosphere from ground level after only a single second. By scaling the distance of the Earth using the angle of this shot, the fusion
Yeah,
cannon's
this ain't
projectile
nearly
must
as
be moving
impressive
over
as- yeah.
4,200 times
Yeah.
the speed of sound.
Cool.
But, like me, the
Speed of
fusion
sound
cannon
stuff
needs
and
a
land-
little time
we
to
just compared to
recharge
speed of
between
light stuff,
shots.
guys, come on.
So Megatron's got some tools to keep the job going. He can close the distance with his Energon mace and block blows with his Energon shield. It helps that Megs literally fought as a gladiator before his stunt as a revolutionary.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Megatron can fire lasers from his eyes and arms, launch buzzsaws
Yeah, when it comes
long
to
enough to
experience
slice
and
through
smarts,
solid rock, fly through the
Megatron's
air,
definitely
and
got
open
it.
up a
It's
force
just-
field known as a panic bubble.
Now, it might seem like a huge flaw that it lets enemy combatants inside, but that's only until you realize it won't let them back out again. That's when the panic part comes in.
Yeah.
Megatron's not trapped
He's not
there
trapped
with
in
you.
here. You're not trapped.
in there
I'm not trapped in
him.
here with you.
Megatron's
You're trapped in here
Cybertronian
with
body
me.
is strong enough to match the Autobot leader Optimus Prime, who can toss around oil tankers weighing hundreds of thousands of tons. And Megatron's metallic hide was tough enough to survive an explosion so massive it launched the entire planet of Cybertron through space.
Yeah.
Taking a look at Cybertron's mass and how fast it was sent flying to get its overall kinetic energy, Megatron must have survived a blast equal to nearly
Yeah, that's
4.5
quite a lot. That is
megatons
definitely
of
quite a lot.
TNT, enough to annihilate a small star. He can even keep up with Decepticons like Starscream, who can fly across the galaxy from Earth to Cybertron at hundreds of thousands of times the speed of light.
And he wouldn't be a Transformer without being able to transform into various
Of course,
vehicles.
yes.
A tank,
It's always
a
varied
bomber
with
jet,
Megatron.
And a gun!
Yeah, from-
Just a gun.
yeah,
Either
from, like,
B3
tanks to
X-Men.
just-
I'm
it's
sorry,
just a
Wiz.
gun.
I know he's this tragic revolutionary corrupted by the cycle of violence or whatever,
yeah, it'd
but
also be
that
like
is
jet,
the
but
funniest
still.
shit I have ever seen. What does he have, like his Deceptive buddies point him at people and fire?
Sometimes. He can fire himself too.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
mean, makes
God.
sense.
That looks even sillier.
You may be laughing, but Megatron is no joke. By utilizing space bridge teleportation technology, Megatron can establish a remote link up to a nearby black hole and
Oh.
teleport the antimatter it produces to his location.
Through his eyeballs.
Yeah,
Should matter and antimatter
Antimatter,
meet,
yeah.
they will be mutually annihilated in a brilliant release of energy defined by E equals MC squared. It doesn't matter how durable the matter is, it will
Right,
be destroyed
yeah.
at the subatomic level.
As Megatron's
Right,
proper
yeah.
control of Cybertron
And I
dragged
remember
on,
like
all of his
reading like the
highfalutin
G1
ideals
blog. It's
started
like
to
this is
fall to
like
the
very
wayside.
different
In
from like
essence,
destruction
there used to
energy,
be a point
which
to the
Frieza
war.
did tank.
Now, war was
So,
the point.
yeah,
His only goal
antimatter
left
would
was to
probably
rule Cybertron
be
with
enough
a
to, like, get
literal
through to Frieza,
iron
so-
fist.
That's where Megatron's greatest weapon came into play. His mind. The dude is a strategic and tactical genius who's always thinking 10 steps ahead.
He's fought powerful Transformers like Grimlock, Predaking, and the Decepticon. A being
Oh.
with the power of an entire evil universe behind
Yeah,
it.
there's the
Optimus
universe
have even
stuff.
fought
Okay.
Nova Prime and Regenesis Shockwave, both of whom could utilize the energy of that same universe.
Megatron once sealed himself inside an Omniglobe and commanded 1,000 real-life
Yeah,
battles
there we
at
go.
once, funneling every iota of relevant information into his brain at the same time. The sheer deluge of data would be incomprehensible for anyone without that supercomputer brain.
But all that robot ass kicking ended up as a draw, and the only true loser was Cybertron.
With the planet
Yeah.
in ruins and its civilization extinguished, the Cybertronian Golden Age was long over. And the vanguard of its destruction was Megatron.
Who's now a crusty Saturday morning cartoon villain with a
Yeah, of
voice
course.
that sounds like he smokes 40 packs a day
Planet,
and a
okay,
hate
yeah.
boner for his boneheaded second in command, Starscream.
Right,
After
yeah.
countless millennia of a humiliating stalemate with his Boy Scout rival, Megatron's brilliant mind finally turned inward.
Yeah,
He remembered
finally,
that
he
his
realized,
early writings
hey, wait a
advocated for
minute,
peaceful
I
conversion and
started
free
off as a
thought
good
instead of
guy.
domination.
It took you 9 million years to
Yeah,
remember
I know.
why you started fighting in the first place. Would that memory get lost in the cloud?
And what was
Oh, yeah,
possibly
the,
his most surprising
Oh yeah, since
tactical move
Megatron
yet,
is also
Megatron
Galvatron, that only
saved
furthers
the
my theory that,
universe from
hey, are we
annihilation
getting Galactus versus
as an
Unicron this
Autobot.
season?
He
Oh,
realized
wait,
that
what?
after millions of years of indefinite war, the ideals that he fought for, freedom, justice, equality, had switched sides. And
Oh.
Megatron had to as well.
Turns out there was more to this supervillain than met the eye, because true to his nature, Megatron transformed.
Alright then. But, okay, he became an Autobot, that's weird, but, you know,
Have you
whatever.
ever felt like your very own brain is
so-
getting in your way? And I'm not
yeah,
just talking
alright.
about maniacal super
I
geniuses
think Galactus
themselves.
versus
This can
Unicron might be
apply to
happening this
anyone.
season, but you know what?
You know what you should be
Whatever.
doing, but you just
Simply
can't do
because,
it.
you know,
You
Silver
don't know
Surfer was
why.
earlier
Therapy
this
can
season,
help
and now we
find out
got
what's holding you back,
Megatron, who is
whether it
also
be anxiety,
Galvatron, so
self-doubt, or
fun.
anything. Your
But
brain should be
anyway,
working full
I do
not
think
against
Megatron
you.
does actually stand a bit of a chance. It's just that Frieza definitely outstats him,
definitely not
like
just
at
for
least in
people
power
dealing with
output
major
and
trauma.
in
Therapy
speed.
can benefit you at any point in
But
your life.
Megatron
So if you're
is
thinking
still
about starting therapy,
very
consider
powerful,
giving
and
BetterHelp a
that
try.
antimatter
What's great
stuff
about it, too,
is
that it's
going to be
entirely
very
online.
useful
That's
for
right,
him.
no long commutes to
It's
a
just, I
therapist's office.
think
You can
Frieza
have a
probably
session
wins
right from
more
the
times than
comfort of your
not.
own
Like, I
home.
still
All you have to
think
do is
Frieza is
start
probably
fill
the
out a
safe
brief
choice here.
questionnaire to get matched with the
But,
right
yeah,
person
so-
service for you.
And in case
So
you
yeah,
aren't
I'm
quite
still placing
connected,
my
you can
money on
switch
Frieza.
therapists anytime for
Hey,
no
I'll be
extra
pleasantly
charge.
surprised if
Make
I'm
your brain
wrong,
your
but
friend
like,
with BetterHelp.
still, I'm gonna be putting my money on Frieza. But
off your first month.
all right, okay, here we go.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle. Okay. Oh yeah, I just love villain versus villain fights because the setup can be surprisingly entertaining. Like villain versus villain fights in their own series and within crossovers. It doesn't matter. It's always great.
Greetings, noble warrior of
I don't
planet
wanna miss any
Cyber
of Little
whatever.
Kratos' performance.
I,
He's
Lord
great.
Frieza, claim this world as my own. Cheer for me or face annihilation.
I have fought for my
Yeah,
planet for
okay,
eons.
but
I
it's
would
just
rather
great.
see it turn to ash than reside in your filthy hands, organic scum.
I love it when they monologue back.
Okay, alright, okay. I have watched the fight preview so many times, it's not even funny. I loved it that much. Alright, here we go. Okay, the preview's almost over.
Pity. I'll have to construct a new mothership from your corpse.
Alright, here we go. Alright.
What's wrong? Is that clunky robot body too slow to keep up?
My wits and more than suffice, you blithering ponce.
Oh, already using the panic bubble? Okay, weird. Alright. Oh, okay, yeah, that move. Okay, that he used on Goku that one time. Oh, that... Oh wow, that obliterated quite a bit of Cybertron.
Where did he go? Huh?
Ah, okay. Ah, and here's Golden Frieza, I'm guessing. Yeah, alright. Okay, I gotta say, the transformation is very extra, but I kind of love it. Went on a bit too long, honestly, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, we went Henry Stickmin up in here. If you get the reference, like I'm proud of you. Oh. All right.
Well, doesn't this just always happen? I give it 5 minutes.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Of course, they both had to use the eye lasers. Ah, and there's
Behold the
antimatter.
mighty Lord Frieza, ruler of a dying planet. My planet. Where is your army? Where is your ship? So powerful, and yet you will wander the depths of space for eternity. All because of me!
Oh.
You despicable cretinous worm! I'll torture you until your screams can be heard in the vacuum of space!
All right.
Die a fool's death.
All right. Black Freeze. Okay. Oh, and there we go.
You will die by my hand!
Oh, okay. He was just cut in half. All right. Oh, okay.
Cybertronians must kill them all.
All right then.
Wrong
Okay.
again, Frieza. It was actually 1 minute and 10 seconds.
All right. There we go.
Megatron's ruthless resilience may have netted him a win in some scenarios, but Frieza's
Right, yeah.
overwhelming power gave him a clear
Yeah.
edge.
There we go.
Megatron's ace in the hole was his antimatter, which would
Yeah.
have annihilated
Yes,
Frieza's
it
ass
would
no
have.
matter how tough it was.
And that was a real possibility.
Theoretically, yes, this
Megatron
is
is a
antimatter, though it is
master tactician
speculative,
and
yeah.
manipulator with millions of years of combat experience.
Oh,
Frieza,
yeah.
on the other hand, has always relied on his raw power and intimidation to win fights.
When things don't go his way, he has a tendency to
Yeah.
freak
Just
out.
lose it.
However,
Yeah.
Frieza has survived getting most of his body obliterated and kept going.
Which meant the antimatter wasn't a surefire win. It would have to completely cover Frieza's whole body before he could react. And Frieza
Okay,
was
yeah.
way too fast for that.
While Megatron scaled to characters who could cross galaxies, Frieza has kept up with Goku, who should be at least trillions of times faster.
And
Yeah.
on his smaller size and key force fields, Frieza had more than enough ways to avoid, defend, or survive the antimatter.
So Megatron's
Okay,
only
yeah.
option was power. While Megatron has survived planet-busting explosions and even fought with a being that had the energy of a universe behind it,
Yeah,
Golden
here
Frieza
we
was
go.
just too much for him, considering he certainly surpassed Goku in
Says my
years
very
as Punch
bigger
Bag.
target,
Since
right,
Universe
yeah.
7 as a whole
Okay.
should be over 13 times larger than our own universe.
Yeah, there
Frieza's
we go.
super forms would far exceed Megatron's own power.
And that feat happened at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. Goku has
Looks
gotten
like it, okay.
leagues stronger since then, and Black
Yeah.
Frieza is currently beyond him. There was just no way Megatron was strong enough to keep up.
Yeah.
Megatron was a devious foe, but Frieza's power,
Like, he had a
speed,
bit of a
and sheer
chance with the
survivability
antimatter,
allowed
but
him to crush the Decepticon
yeah.
leader underfoot.
I guess you could say Megatron was cool, but Frieza was cooler.
The
Of
winner
course.
is
All
Frieza.
right. Had to go with the abridged joke, I suppose. All right. I'm glad I got that right.
Hey, are you a
Okay.
Death Battle member? We've
Let's
got
see
a
what.
ballot
Let's see
going
what's
on
next.
right
Okay.
now where
I'm just.
members get to
We'll.
choose
Oh
a
yeah. Next
matchup
time is
for
a
the
Halloween
next
episode.
season.
Let's see what
So click
that's.
that join
Let's
button
see
and
what
jump
this
into our
is.
Champions Discord.
All right. Next time. Oh! Oh, they're doing this! Oh no! Oh! 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 Oh boy! So, Gojo versus Makima. Oh no. Oh no. So this has been highly requested for quite some time, and I have actually looked into it myself, and there are just so many factors surrounding Gojo versus Makima as a fight that's, I don't know, it's weird. Like, keep in mind, I have only watched season 1 of Chainsaw Man, or at least, episodes 1 through 12 of Chainsaw Man. I don't know if season 1's gonna get a second half or not, but I don't know. Anyway, so, yeah, from what I can tell, it's all really gonna depend on how Makima's powers work. Like, spoilers for Chainsaw Man, I guess, if you're, not in the know, I suppose. Makima is the control devil, meaning she once, got some stuff from, the president of Japan or whatever, and literally all of Japan is under her thumb. She literally cannot die so long as someone in Japan is alive, because if someone, gives her a fatal wound, it immediately gets transferred over to some random person in Japan. So, and then she can just utterly dominate her will over people she views as under her. And there are very few people who are like that. and it doesn't, she has to view them as under her, I think, too. So, it's really weird with Gojo, though, because, or at least, what I just said about Makima's powers, that's, speculative. But with Gojo, on the other hand, even if that was the case, I don't think it would work on Gojo, simply because Gojo's mere presence causes people who know about him to just scramble away. Like in the most recent episode of Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, where, hey, there's this kid we want you to kill, and, handed it to some assassins, and they're really good at their jobs, and they're just oh, a kid, alright. Literally Gojo was, 10 or something like that. And so both of them were hiding out in different buildings, and as soon as they see Gojo walking by on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden they just freeze up. Gojo barely looks at them, looks away, and starts walking away. We cut back to the two assassins. They're on the other side of the respective buildings, they were that scared of him. That's the kind of and that was when Gojo was 10. He hadn't even hit puberty yet. We're talking about adult Gojo. I know some stuff with Gojo has happened in the manga recently. I think he got killed or something like that. But then again, if there's someone who's gonna survive getting chopped in half, it's Gojo. But then again, I don't know all the details. That's why I didn't put a spoiler. I could very well be talking shit. I just don't know. But yeah, so if I had to put my money on somebody, it would probably be Gojo. If only because he has a way of completely eradicating Makima's, entire body, and there's probably and that would probably, override her usual regeneration. So, yeah, so it is a very, very tricky matchup. I've seen arguments for both. Very compelling arguments for both. I think I'm just gonna go with Gojo. Yeah, Gojo was literally made to be overpowered. It's very difficult to say, who's gonna win, but if I had to put my money on someone, it would be Gojo. So, yeah. But anyway, Frieza versus Megatron. Great episode. Battle was now that I think about it, the battle was a tiny bit disappointing, but, by disappointing, I mean, I think the Golden Frieza transformation, while really cool, went on just a bit too long, and the ending, I don't know, the ending seemed to was just a bit too short. I understood everything that happened, it's just that it just kind of ended a bit more abruptly than I would have liked. But still, great voice performances from both of them. Especially, Martin is, Little Karibo as Frieza is always a pleasure to hear. But yeah, I got to give it to I think it was Tom Schalk actually who voiced Megatron. He did really good. Like that final speech right before Frieza went black. Frieza, that was really good. But yeah, all right. That's really all I can say about that. So, oh boy, Gojo versus Makima is gonna be fun. All right, yeah, I got nothing else to say, so I'm just gonna end the video here. So yeah, till next time, guys. See ya.